Hi, it's Wednesday, and we're continuing our study on success. But this week, we're focusing on the key to that success, which is commitment. And yesterday, I told you that a word that describes commitment is alone. Now, you can have people stand together to support you in your commitment, but at the end of the day, you have to carry it out. I can't commit to your goals, and you can't commit to my goal. So, today I want to talk to you about the world's reaction to your commitment. In Daniel chapter 3, we find a story of King Nebuchadnezzar, who had just conquered Israel. He was the king of Babylon, and he brought the best of the best men, the best young men into his kingdom. And this is the story of the famous, you probably heard it, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And so here are these Hebrew boys, but they were committed to God, and they were committed to their values and their culture. And God blessed them. God blessed them. And so in chapter 3, we see that King Nebuchadnezzar builds this golden statue, and he commands everyone at the sound of the music that everyone should bow down and worship. And you have here in chapter 3, verse 12, where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, while the world bowed to the statue, they refused. And look, verse 12 says, King Nebuchadnezzar, there are certain Jews whom you have appointed over the administration of the province of Babylon, namely Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have disregarded you, and they do not serve your gods or worship the golden image which you have set up. First thing, the world will notice your commitment, okay? But the other thing says in verse 13, then Nebuchadnezzar, in rage and anger, gave orders to bring Shadrach and Abednego, and these men were brought before the king. So the first thing, the world is going to notice your commitment. And the second thing, the world will be annoyed of your commitment. And so here's Nebuchadnezzar in verse 14 says, listen, if you do not bow down to my statue, right, I will throw you into the burning furnace. It says here, it is true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image that I have set up. So here's the third thing. The world is going to question your commitment. And it says here that Nebuchadnezzar says, listen, if you do not bow down, I will throw you into the fiery furnace. And by the way, what God is going to save you from my hands, right? So here's the thing. In verse 15, is I just told you, I paraphrased it. The fourth thing the world is going to do, the world will test your commitment. And the Bible says that the three Hebrew boys says, listen to us carefully. Whether our God delivers us from that burning furnace, it's okay. But we will not bow. That, my friends, is what commitment looks like. That there's a burning furnace in front of you, and you still can say, you know what? I made a commitment, and I am going to go through it, even if I'm thrown into the fire. Now, by the way, even though Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were together, they each had to make that individual commitment. So, that's my thought. As I sit on my yellow chair, when you make a commitment, the world is going to take notice. The world is going to be annoyed. The world is going to question your commitment. And lastly, the world is going to test your commitment. The rest is up to you. May God bless you. See you tomorrow.